Thank you guys for being here. Let me see if there's anybody on YouTube. So, okay. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And like I said, we're going to be making a fall grapevine wreath. And I've been torn. That's why a lot of people might have seen the post where I asked, do you want mesh or do you want floral today? And it was pretty much unanimous floral, so I'm going to go with that. Well, then I had everything pulled out, and then I'm thinking, should I go glam or should I just go rustic? So it's going to be a mixture of both. I did pull out a bunch of glam. I started getting all my glam stuff out here, and whoops, and then I thought, no, I do glam a lot. I'm going to do this, okay? But this right here is the inspiration for this design. I've had these spider mums for some time, and I just haven't had the time to, or had the ink, but I'm going to get, because I made a whole bunch of burgundy things to start out with the season, but now I'm ready again. So you guys ever do that where you get tired of making something and then you burn yourself out on it? But anyway, these are gorgeous, and I got these from Greenery Market, and I had, from my wholesaler, I had gotten this spray here, and I thought, I'm going to try and combine the two. And you're probably looking at it like, what is she thinking? But hear me out. If you look real closely at this mum here, you can see it not only has the burgundy colors, but it also has the gold in the center, and then toward the center also it has almost like a rust or an orangey color, and that's why I think all these will marry pretty well. We've got this leaf that at first sight I looked at it and I thought, well, that's not going to go, but then I looked at the mum closer and it actually does. If you put these two next to each other, that leaf kind of pulls out that rust on the center of this mum. And I think they're going to look real good. I've got also within this spray, it has these little alum balls, okay, just to add a lot of, a little bit more texture. I'm all about texture. It has these, I think these are foxtails. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's foxtails. And then it also has this kind of long bladed grass, and it has burgundy tips. Not all of them. Some of them are more green than the other, but that is going to be what we're going to be working with today, okay? I also have a ton of other greenery. I've got ribbon. I still have my glam ribbon. I'm thinking about putting these guys together. What do you guys think? Like I said, I've got my glam pumpkins sitting out, but I'm not going to use these today, or use those today, so, okay? All right, we have anybody over on YouTube? I don't see anybody yet. If you're on YouTube, please say hi. I've got it pulled up. It doesn't look like I have anybody there right now, but I'm kind of new to going to live on Facebook. So, hey Terry, how are you? And there's Liz. You love that ribbon? Oh, I do too. I do too. It took me 2 years to cut it and use it in a design. This year I did. Hi Kim. Okay. All right. So I started out, I've got an 18-inch grapevine wreath, okay, and I had to do a lot of heavy-duty cleaning on this before we even got started. It had a ton of leaves in it. I just take what I do, I just take my awl and I just rake it back and forth. I do some banging. That's why there's little pock marks all over my easel, but I just take this and rake it and work at getting some of the leaves out. You don't have to get it completely pristine, but you don't want a whole bunch of leaves there, because there were so many that if I was going to put a stem in there, it had glued, thought I was gluing it to my grapevine. Once those leaves all kind of shrivel up and dry away, then my stem will come out. So that's why I got a big bunch of them out. There's still leaves in there, yes, but it's okay now. And I haven't even put the wreath hanger on it yet. I like to do that before I get started. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If you have not seen me do this before, I'm going to do it for you backwards. It might be a little difficult because I use rustic wire for my wreath hangers, and I like it because, number one, it's the same color as the grapevine, but it's a heavy gauged wire. You can kind of see it here. It's a heavy gauged wire that's wrapped in a jute-like material, and I just think it makes a professional look on my grapevine wreaths. But all I do, I go up here and pull this down. If you try to shove it through, it's going to fray. All that jute material is going to come unraveled. It's just going to be a mess. All right, and then I just take it down here. This is one of the ways I do a wreath hanger. I just take it down here and twist it. All right, and then I just turn it back into the wreath. Take my pliers and just kind of feed it back into that grapevine. Okay, so now I've got a nice wreath hanger. Okay, hi Allie, how are you? There's Sharon and Kelly. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. All right, it looks like we've got a few people. There's Belinda. Got a few people showing up on YouTube. Like I said, I probably don't get a whole lot of reach over there just yet. I just started doing lives on YouTube last week or the week before. I can't remember. So, all right. Like I said, it has some rustic elements to it, but I'm going to go ahead and use my Glam ribbon. I just was in the mood to use it today, and so that's what we're going to do. And my plan is I'm going to put a bow. Well, I haven't really decided on a plan yet, I guess. I don't know if I want to put it here or do I want to put it here. I'm going to go ahead and make the bow, and then we'll make our decision, okay? And I'm thinking I'm just going to use this ribbon. I have some others pulled. Like I said, I was starting out on a glam path, but then I changed my mind. But I'm just going to use this one ribbon. If we decide, I can put in, I've got some champagne ribbon pulled also, or I could even use a gold. I could use that too, but I'm not going to unless I do something else that I'm thinking about. Okay, it's going to be a secret. I'm not going to say it unless I'm going to do it. Okay, I have to look and see what the wreath looks like. But let's see. I like that. Okay, so that is it's about a 7-inch bow loop, and I'm just going to make it by hand here. I'm just going to pinch it here. Got my tail going here. Okay. All right, I'm going to twist it. Now this is double-sided ribbon, so I could elect not to twist it if I wanted to and just make a different look. But I want to twist it because I want this beautiful pattern here to show. Now I just got to decide how many loops I want. Thinking I might use 3. Let me try it on here and then we'll make a decision. Now, if I do that, I would, of course, put the 2 loops over here and just 1 in here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make 4. And 2 of them might, or one of the loops might turn into a couple of tails, okay? That way we've got options. Hey Vince, how are you? And there's Jamie. All right, we've got more people on YouTube. If you're on YouTube watching, be sure you let me know where you're at, where you're located, where you're from, how you're doing. Got to get acquainted with everybody over there too. All right, I'll go ahead and trim that. See how many leaves are on that, in that wreath? I just moved that and I saw some leaves fall out of it, out of the corner of my eye. Okay. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and put a zip tie on this real quick. On my thicker ribbon, I like to use a zip tie instead of a pipe cleaner because it's just so thick and cumbersome. A zip tie is going to hold it for sure. So, hey, Susanna, how are you? And there's Doris, Nalda. So is everybody doing okay? I know there's all kinds of crazy things going on in the world right now. But this is our safe zone, right? Come here and have fun. Okay, now I'm going to take a pipe cleaner and I'm just going to slide it right underneath of this zip tie. And now I'm going to tighten down my zip tie. And I might come in there later and put something over the zip tie if it's visible, but it likely is not going to be. Oh, Jamie, you got your ribbon already? Good deal. I hope you love it like I do. I always tell people that if I do have have some ribbon on my Etsy shop. It's boxmybow.com, but if I have some ribbon listed, it's ribbon I use. I would never ever sell something I'm not going to be proud of. Okay, so if I'm selling it, I'm using it. That's the only way I can buy it to sell, really. All right, now hang on. Let me look at this one more time here. Do I want to do this? I think I want to do this. Okay, I'm going to put it up here. So we're going to make our plan that way. I'm going to start out with this spray we have here. And it pieces out into 3 sections that you can see. And that's one thing I always look at when I'm looking for supplies. I'm always seeing how I can dissect it, okay? Make it into pieces that are workable and give you options. Okay, so there's one section, there's another. And save these if you need. I mean, I've got a bunch of them, so I'm not going to save this, but these are really handy to use for different things when you're wreath making. You can make your own picks. You can add some length to things. You can use that to attach different items. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fluff this. Jamie's wanting to know where this spray came from. This came from Select Artificials. It's a wholesaler. Hey, Belinda, watching from South Carolina, and there's Doan Davis. How are you? In Oklahoma. Thank you so much for being here. We used to go to Tulsa all the time back when I showed horses for a living. We used to go there at the fairgrounds and show. We always were there for my birthday, actually. It was the World Championship show, and they always talked about the heat, but it was dry heat, and it's like, it's still hot. It's still hot. It was usually in the hundreds when we were there. You can imagine in August. And then we would, I'm just fluffing this, by the way, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fluff 2 of them. But anyway, we would, be out there in the 100-degree weather, and we'd step into that Coliseum, and it was air conditioned, and of course the horses just, they came to life. And depending on what kind of horses you showed, you didn't want your horse all hyper in what I did. In fact, the first time I ever went there, I had a horse that we walked in. It was individual. I was on him, riding him, and we walked in that big gate there to the Coliseum, and he just froze. I couldn't even get him to move. I was only like 12 years old, I think. But yeah, we used to spend a lot of time there. Okay, all right, I'm just going to fluff these 2 out. This is one of the most important things that you can do. Gives your wreath texture, volume, dimension, all of those things we talk about. Takes a little bit of time, but it's time well spent. And you can tell if you don't do it. All right, one more piece. Now we'll probably be adding more also. I'll start out with just a basic greenery, but this has so many greens in it that I'm not sure how much of the other one I'm going to add. Okay. All right, now let me get my bow again and just kind of see where we're at. Yeah, this morning, yes, in Indiana, it was chilly. John's talking about it being cool. I don't know what the temperature was here, but I was cool enough. I was thinking about coming back in and getting a jacket this morning. All right, I think I'm going to start about right here. I don't know what we're going to do with those tails yet, but I'm going to go here, and the bulk of it will be down this way, okay? I just got to thinking I'm probably standing right in front of the camera. Let me get on the other side here. I'm going to move things around. There we go. Okay. I love this spray. Like I said, it just has so much to it. I've got a little leaf here that is going to need some work. I'm going to have to probably fix that later on. I'm not going to waste your time us doing it right now, but just know that I usually won't leave that like that. All right, so let's go about right here. I don't know if he's hidden back good enough where I can actually probably even glue him to something else where it's going to behave. Okay. I want these big leaves back here toward the back. I don't want those sticking right out there in the front. There. Get everything where it doesn't look quite so crazy. Okay. Hey, Robinette. Hi, Linda in Dayton. How are you? All right, let's see. Thinking maybe I don't want it here. I think I'm going to go right here. I brought enough of those sprays that I can probably bring another back here because I'm thinking I'm going to want some to back up the bow as well. And I've got this one guy that's kind of on there cattywomp. It's not really draping the right way, so I just bend it around and make him behave. We've got ways. All right, so let's go right back in here. Whoops, I just pulled one of those off. I guess I need to be more careful. Tearing it up before I even get it started. You know what? You wouldn't even really have to add, I'm looking at this, you wouldn't even have to add any florals to this. You could really just use this one spray. And that'd be a beautiful wreath. Now, of course, if I was just going to do that, I probably wouldn't put this on here. But, okay, now let's work on the bottom here. I might have the stem a little bit long. Let's see, let's just go up. I'm going to go up toward the center. Yeah, I'm going to have to trim that down. It's way too long. I think I had thought about doing that earlier, and then I got sidetracked and forgot. There we go. All right, I've got a little bit of moss. I'm going to stick some, or I'm sorry, a little bit of glue. I'm going to stick some moss on it. Here, get that taken care of right now. Okay. Hey, Colleen and Cricket. So does anybody have anything fun planned for the weekend? Seems like there's a lot of festivals and stuff going on right now. We've got our, where I live, we've got a humongous fall festival. It's going to be coming up next year or next month. Has anybody ever heard of the Covered Bridge Festival? I mean, millions of people come. They talk like a million, I should say at least 1 million people come is what I hear. It's always packed. Of course, last year it got canceled. But there's several people that they don't make anything else all year long. They just make for this festival. And then, of course, you can imagine how it was last year whenever they couldn't, you know, they had all that stuff made and planned for the income and then couldn't even sail. Okay, let's see. Some people rent out their yards for parking. Okay. All right. Oh, Nancy's going to have her first yard sale. It's time to downsize. Now, hopefully it's good weather. All right, I am going to bring a little bit more of that spray down here. I've got another one, like I said. I'm not going to use the whole thing probably. Maybe, I don't know. Let me trim it off here. Everybody's quiet today. Hey, Marilyn, how are you? How is it up in Canada? I feel like our border is never going to get opened. Have you heard any news? I know we've got another Ethel May. She's not on here right now, I don't think, but she bought a lot of things from me, and she's had it sitting in Montana waiting for the border to open up. Okay. Let's see. I've got 2 more pieces. I'm going to look to see what I've got left here. Thinking I'm going to bring this around here. Okay. Still got that stringy glue. Okay. Now I'm going to need to put at least another one down here. I may end up having to use 4 of those sprays. I hope I brought 4 of them to the table. I feel like this needs to go right here. There we go. Like I said, I feel like you could just put maybe a burlap bow right here and be good. I like it. I love this spray. Okay. All right, everybody doing good? Lovely day. No news about the border. So Americans can come through to Canada? Huh. That's interesting, but you guys can't come down here? What about packages? So I know that was the big thing over the summer. All right, let me see. I almost feel like that's going to be too big. I'm just playing here. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. I think it's too big. Hopefully the ribbon's not too wrinkled in the wrong spots. Let's go about maybe about that size. So that's probably about 6 inches. Let's shrink it down just a little bit. I don't think it was in that zip tie long enough to get it wrinkled where it's not going to look okay. Yeah, that's better. That's more to scale, okay? And I know it looks silly with the rustic here and the glam here, but bear with me. We're going to make it into something. I used to work with a heart surgeon, and we used to get a lot of, wounds that wouldn't heal and that kind of stuff. And I always used to have to tell people, now it's going to look worse than before it gets better. They look at me like, really? But I think that a lot in the wreaths and the bows too. Just stay with me. Oh, your only child, late in life, miracle baby. Started kindergarten today. That is tough. That is tough. I know, I remember mine like it was yesterday. Especially when the youngest one goes off. And then wait until they go off to college. That's tough. And then they get married. It's tough. We've got our babies. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I like that size a lot better. And I'm thinking I might just leave all 4 loops for now. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here, but like I said, bear with me. I know it's not going to look right yet. Go. Yeah, and like I said, when I'm putting a bow in a wreath, I typically don't cover up that wreath tie or that zip tie because most times you cannot see it. I mean, sometimes yes, you can, but you cannot see that zip tie, and I'm standing right here on it. You cannot see it. All right, now, I'm just going to play around a little bit here with these ribbon tails. All right, I'm thinking about putting that right there, but I'm not going to do anything with it just yet. I'm going to go ahead and put some florals in. And like I said, we have these spider mums that really, I think it's going to dress up where it's not going to look quite so rustic with the greenery, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and trim off the leaves off of it. I'm hoping I can just use it in one stem. Let me look here. You guys see okay? Let me zoom in a little bit here. Oh, Vince is asking about the ribbon. No, Vince, this is not in my shop. I bought it a couple of years ago, and I just now, this year was the first time I've used it because I just didn't want to, you know how it is, if you use it, then you're not going to have it anymore, and that's what I was with this ribbon. It's a D. Stevens ribbon, and it's discontinued. Okay, I love that placement right there. All right, so let me see if I can trim off this. I'm going to trim off some of this stem. I'm hoping there's a place in my wreath here that I can put it in. Like I said, this grapevine is not it's not the best. No, that's a little bit too low. There we go. There we go. If we can't get you know, the flower to end up exactly where we want it, we can always take a little pipe cleaner or something just to make it behave, but that one's fine. Okay, I love those mums. Okay, all right, let's see. I feel like I need another of the medium-sized ones over here. Maybe another bud also. I'm going to trim these off separate. Gotta get the price tag off. That way I can place them a little bit more specifically where I want them. Oh, I love that. Pretty, pretty. Okay. Just stick it in my hot glue over here. Get these leaves out of the way. All right, I'm going to look at it straight on here. Okay. Okay, I like that. I like it. Are you guys getting less scared? I hope so. Now it doesn't always work out. You know, sometimes I get stuff put together and it's like, oh my gosh. You know, you had a concept in mind and then you get done with it and you're like, what was I thinking? Okay. Oh, Oriella, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Oriella. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, it sure did, Linda. That's for sure. Hi, Amanda. I'm glad you're catching me live, too. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. All right, let's get this back out of the way here. Like I said, and don't pay attention to our bow just yet. We're going to do something with that when it's time. It's just not time just yet. All right, now let's start working on the bottom here as far as florals. I don't think I want to add any more florals up here, okay? We'll probably add some more greens, but no more florals. I've got this all smashed here. Get everything. I want to be sure, all these goodies, you want to be sure that they're, you know, out visible and that they have their own space. You don't want to crowd things. Okay. All right. What do I do with my other? There it is. And clip off these greens here. Okay. I'm going to try and put these in all together also. I don't know if we can or not. Okay. Oops. I think we got a good spot. Got to get everybody arranged where we need them. Just play around with them. That's one thing I really like about this spray is everything's wired, including this little bloom here. So many times the blooms are not wired. And you just got to let them dangle where they may. I'll bring this up just a little bit. Excuse me. I want this right here in the middle. Okay. Got a tickle in my throat. Just keep working with it. It's just like our ribbon. Just got to keep on working with it until you get it where you want it. Gosh. Okay, I like that. Pretend like that ribbon's not there. Okay, we still have this leftover larger head. I'm thinking about putting him down here somewhere. Where do I want to put him? Or do I? I may not. Let me get another spray. I want two more. I want one of the medium sized and the buds, what I'm wanting. I don't like to put the larger items very far away from the bow. To me, it just kind of throws off the balance a little bit. Yeah, I like that. You get the bud here. All right, I'm going to step right in front of you here a second just to kind of get an idea. I still need something right there. Put this over here. I might save that larger head for something else. I can always use it in another project. I'll stick this one up here. Okay. All right, and so now I got 2 large heads left over. I want one more of the smaller, medium size for down here. Maybe right there. Yeah. I think all that ribbon's just weighting down that other flower. I think once I get my ribbon arranged over here that it's going to stay up there where I want it. That ribbon's really heavy. It's weighing it down. Okay. I keep on batting over there. I've got glue strings that are all over the place, so... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you so much. So, hey, Angela on YouTube. Welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, now we've got to start making a decision about the ribbon, right? The ribbon tails. I mean, I love the ribbon, don't get me wrong, but we need to find some place to put these tails. Okay. I'm just going to play around here a minute. I do not want to hide any of the florals for sure, okay? All right, I think I'm going to cut this one down short. I want it to kind of trail off behind, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. Just kind of let it tuck right there. Or maybe I'm going to cut it in an angle. Just cut it at an angle there, okay? All right, and wherever I put this ribbon is going to stay, so we don't have to worry about that, okay? All right, now this one, I think I'll do the same thing. You know, it almost seems like a crime to cut this ribbon though. Yeah, I just want that just gonna kind of laying in there, okay? And then we're not gonna waste this. Thinking about putting a tail up here, make it look like it's coming out of the, like it's, you know, it's continual, but it's just coming out of the greenery there. And for that, I'm going to need to put a zip tie or a pipe cleaner on this. You guys still doing okay out there? Hey, Bridget, how are you? Thank you. Thank you so much. Liz, I didn't, there's no florals that I didn't glue, that I placed here. Yeah, everything's glued in. Yeah, I didn't have any that I just placed without gluing at the time on this one. Now, I do that, but today I didn't. All right, let's just take this. I'm just going to sneak this right in here underneath. I need to have it, make sure it's underneath enough where it's looks like it's coming from the greens. I'm just wrapping that around the grapevine. Now, if I can get the pipe cleaner to move the right direction. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, so that one's done. I want to do the same thing down here, more or less. Let me kind of try it on here. Or do we want to put it just down here? I feel like I need a tail right here, just to continue the line here, since we went kind of long here. What do I do with my ribbon? There it is. Now to do this, I'm just going to, I probably need 2 tails. But let me see. I'm just going to put 1 right now and do the same thing. Just take a pipe cleaner and wrap it around here at the top. I am going to leave it attached to the roll right now so I know how long because I don't know how long I want it yet. And I want to be sure it's coming up way up from inside the greens. I never really understood why you can see daylight through some of these places here, and I can't get my pipe cleaner to go through it. It's like it wants to take a path that's different than what I want it to do. Okay, there we go. I love it. And you guys were scared when I started, weren't you? Truth be known, I was a little bit too. I wasn't sure exactly what we were going to do, but that's okay. Do I want it longer than, no. And again, I'm just going to cut it at an angle. Yeah, actually I was making a tutorial yesterday, and I made the comment, I mean, do you feel like you're with a mad scientist whenever you're watching my things? You never know where it's going to go. All right. Do I want 2 right here? I thought I want 1 more tail at least, but I'm trying to decide, do I want another one right here? I feel like I need a little bit of something peeking out here. Yes. Okay. And let's see, that's not going to work anyway. I started to say I've already got this cut at an angle, but it's not the right angle, so I'm going to go ahead and put my pipe cleaner here, and that way, again, I can see how long I want it before I cut the ribbon. Okay? Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you guys so much. Oh, there's where you just put it. Good deal. I'm glad. I'm glad, because sometimes, you know, what I see here and what you guys see on the camera is two different things. Yeah, I'm going to move this over just a little bit. But, and I always say, I tell my students in my group, you know, if you ever feel like you have holes or you don't know where you need to put something, look in the camera. Camera will tell you instantly. All right, I've got to look at this straight on here. I think it needs to go in just a little bit further. Right up underneath of there. Here we go. Now, let's see how long I want to cut it. I'm going to cut it right here. I can always cut it shorter if I need to. Okay. All right, I love it. I love it. I wish you guys could see how sparkly this is, how glitz this is in person. Okay. All right, now I think all we need to do now is just fill in some holes. Okay. Let me get this ribbon rolled up. Yeah, it's D. Stevens. Yeah, Nancy's right. It's D. Stevens is discontinued. Because believe me, I tried to buy some more and you can't. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay. Now, like I said, we've got a few holes in the greens that we just need to fill in. I still have this one little piece that we hadn't used yet. I feel like I need a little bit back here. Okay. And I probably am going to need to use another spray. Let me see if I got one even. Yes, I do have one more. Get it all fluffed out. So we're going to go right there. Okay, and then I want a little bit over on this side too. So I'm going to see if you guys can see okay. I hope so. Everybody good? Oh yeah, it does, definitely. I always try to put something behind. John was saying that it helps pull the ribbon out, putting that spray back there, or that the greens back there. And yeah, I always try to put something behind the bow for a couple of reasons. Number one, like you said, it makes the ribbon stand out. And then two, it helps hold the bow forward. And it kind of incorporates the ribbon into the design a little bit better, I think. All right, let's see. I don't want that leaf sticking out like a sore thumb. move him over here. Isn't that spray wonderful? I have to see if I can get some more of that. I didn't order very much because I was ordering at sight unseen. Yeah, we'll put that one going this way. Yeah, sometimes if you don't get to see it when you buy it, you're sorry when you get it. So I just bought a little bit of it just to see what it was like. Hopefully it's not discontinued or they're out of it or something like that now. You can almost go up a little bit higher. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take this leaf off. I don't want both of those doubled up right there like that. And I don't have any place else that I can stick it where it's not going to show. So, okay. All right, let's see. Get everybody kind of in there. Try and get everybody their own space. Don't want anybody crowded. Okay, let's see. I want a little bit more greenery. I think I do. I need some right here. And then I'm going to have just a little bit left over. And again, I'm probably going to cut off that leaf. But you know what? Let me see here. I don't think I'm going to take the whole piece and put it in there. I'm just going to use the greens. I don't feel like I need any more of those pom-poms there. I can get it separated out here. Goodness sakes. Oh, it's wrapped around. That's why. No wonder. I'm just going to put this right in this area right in here. I'm going to try and do this without putting a pick on it. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but we're going to try it. Pom-poms out here where they're visible. This guy's just not happy right here. We're going to have to move him. Put this bud down here, I guess. Or I may end up having to just separate them. Okay. All right, a little bit more green up there, and I think we'll be done, guys. Oh, thank you, Jean. Thank you. I can separate these guys out any easier than I did the last one. Oh, you know what I could have done instead of tearing that off of there? Yeah, I'll go ahead. Don't want it there. And I know there's probably holes that I'm not seeing here too. And I always tell people I go back after my lives and I look at the holes and make adjustments as needed. Because it's hard, when you're trying to stay out of your way so you can see. It's hard. And that's not going in where I want it to. But it's hard to, create while you're doing a video and see everything. Just like what I was saying a while ago about the, the camera showing everything. Okay. I'm loving this, you guys. I still have just these little pieces right here. I'm almost wanting to get rid of that leaf there and maybe put it just right in here. In that area. I am going to have to put a pick on this one though because it's just two little bitty frail stems there. So we'll put a pick on that. I hate just to have that little bitty piece left over. So I might as well use it. Okay, I think we used everything. All right, whew, I think we're done. Hey, Teri, how are you? I didn't see you out there. All right, I think we're done, guys. Let me take it up here closer for you. Isn't that ribbon gorgeous? And like I said, this spray had enough greens in it that I don't have to add anything more into it. I brought some more to the table, but I really don't think we need it. I think it's gorgeous. I love it. I'm holding it to the camera. It always looks backwards to me over here, so I'm always turning it the wrong direction for you guys. So, oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Yes, you can't go wrong, Dee Stevens. That and Fair Silk. I love it. I love it. And really, we didn't use that much of it, So, I mean, we just got a little scrap over there, a little piece over here, and then, of course, the bulk of it's right here. So, just adds enough. That's enough of a touch. So... Oh, you don't think somebody will snag this before it makes it to Etsy? I know. That happens a lot when we go live, but that's okay. It saved me from having to photograph and all that kind of stuff. So, oh, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. Oh, you missed the live. Last day of your vacation, Janet. Where are you from? Oh, you're in Alabama. I hope you're safe. I hope you're safe, Janet, over on YouTube. But yeah, you can always watch the replay. And but really, there wasn't a whole lot of hardness. I mean, this was a pretty easy wreath, I think. I mean, we had one spray we used of greenery, and then the mums, and that's it. Put some ribbon on it. Right? Okay. All right. That's all I have for you today, you guys. I really appreciate you joining me. And if you have any questions, just give me a shout. Do know that on Messenger, I don't see a lot of those. I don't know what the thing is, but their Facebook is messing with stuff. And oh, thank you. They're messing with stuff, and whenever they're messing with stuff, it's all screwed up. So, but anyway, email's the best way to contact me. So, okay. All right. All right. Thank you guys so much. And I'll be live Sunday again, if not sooner, but I'll be live Sunday here on the page. I don't know. Well, you know what? I say that. I might be live Sunday. We're going to actually be traveling out of town I hope to be back by the evening. If I decide I'm not going to be able to do it Saturday or Sunday, I'll be here tomorrow. So, okay? All right. Thank you so much, and I will catch you next time.